Hey everyone, Magic Man Scott 40k here, back at it more Dawn of War Soulstorm. Today I got for you a 4v4 with Sister Battle gameplay, and I hope you like it. I said in my last video that I wasn't gonna make a video for a while, but I think this is a good exception. I think this is a pretty good one. I think after this one, I will take a break from making videos and try other stuff. I recently just tried out the Bolt Gun 2 demo, so I just kind of want to branch out and do other stuff. So this is me, Sister Battle, and yeah. So something you should know about me is I'm more of a casual player. I play casual games where you usually only press one or two buttons, and there's only a handful of rules. Pretty simple games. And for this one, I don't know why, but I tried very hard to win. I was going probably my fastest speed, and I was trying extremely hard to win for some reason. But yeah, this is probably me at 100%. The other videos I made, I was definitely holding back and being casual. But I think this is me at my fastest speed because I was really trying to win. I don't know why I was trying so hard. After this gameplay, I was like exhausted. I was just completely wiped out. And I think I turned my computer off and walked around for a bit because I was just so like out of it. Anyways, so funny enough, my friend messaged me and he said he just started a Sister Battle campaign. I'm hoping this gameplay and tips will help you out with your campaign with Dawn of War Soulstorm. Well, I guess any Sister Battle, like Definitive Edition, the tips should work there too. Anyways, I think the main reason I played so hard was because I was playing with Adenia, which is right here. Adenia is one of the best players I ever seen. Just an absolutely insane player. Totally cracked, as they would say. I don't think Adenia is as a competitive player because I don't see Adenia on the leaderboard. But just know that Adenia is just absolutely cracked when it comes to the game. I think playing with Chaos, I don't know why, but it really wanted me to play good. So in the last video, they started tearing at each other and rage quit. If you guys skip to the end of my last video, you'll see a bunch of rage quits. And that's because, you know, they didn't help each other out, or they didn't build the right unit, stuff like that. So I really wanted to make a good army. I wanted the right upgrades, I wanted the right everything. I didn't want to let my team down. So I think for this one I just tried extremely hard. So it is a bit out of character for me. Anyways, so Adenia, definitely the best player on the team, without a doubt. Carried, I would say. Then we have Bolvir Bowiski, which I think was in my last video. He ended up making the Land Raider pretty good army. So if you there was a Land Raider in the last video. That was Bolvir. So he's here again. And then we have Elidont, or Eldo not, whatever, as orcs. Um, I think for this one, I just want to get straight for the gameplay. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about the players. I will say their names, but I do want to get straight to the gameplay, basically. So for Team 2, we have made Nimi, and then we have Arbiter. Arbiter got Eldar by random, also a random player. And we have Lowstar. I believe Lowstar was the host as Tau. And then we have Easy as Necrons. I believe Easy was in a lot of my videos. I would say 6 videos maybe. So Easy has been in a lot of my videos. Definitely a good player. I guess I'll talk about combos now. Like, is this a good team? Is this a bad team? So we have Orcs and Sisters. They're very similar in gameplay, so I don't know if they make a good team or not. I think their gameplay is pretty much the same. So I don't know if these two combo very well, to be honest. And then we have Chaos. I think Chaos also has a pretty similar gameplay. I would say Chaos does hit harder than Sisters. They do way more damage than Sisters. But other than that, I think the gameplay is pretty similar. And then we have Space Marines. Space Marines, jack of all trades. They kind of have an answer for everything. Pretty useful in team battles. But yeah, I would say I would say Space Marine is mostly anti, like, strong units. They're very good at taking down, like, tier 2 units, tier 3 units, stuff like that. So they're really good at taking out heavy hitters. So I would say this is an okay team. Probably not the greatest combination, but it'll work. And then we have Guard. Guard has really good defense and resources. When they have too much resources, they can give it to other people. So Guard is very handy to have around just for that. Just get resources and give it to someone else. Eldar is easily the best faction in the game. Combos with anything, I believe. So, yeah. Eldar. Tau is just pure damage, which we don't really have. Orcs have very strong axes. If they hit you with their axe, you're dead. But other than that, their damage is not that crazy. Really, their axe is the only scary thing about, like, if you kill the guy with the axe, Orcs is not that scary. And then you have Necrons. Necrons combo pretty well with everything, especially the Necron Lord. But if the Necron Lord goes down, they have a hard time doing anything. So Necrons is really Necron Lord or bust, I would say. But if the Necron Lord is out and about, they can combo and do stuff. So I would say this team's a lot better. They have a lot more combo potential. Anyways, in my last video, I made a story of why Sisters would work with Space Marines. You know, because I do read the books, and I like stories, but I do want to just get to the gameplay. It's supposed to be like nice weather today, and I know last night it rained. So I just kind of want to go outside and check things out. I'm recording this like an hour after I woke up, and I haven't been outside yet. So I do want to kind of just kind of rush this one, to be honest. Anyways, so I think I'll skip the whole why would Sister Battle work with this guy thing. I bet you guys who read the books can come up with your own stories. So, yeah. A lot of the books take about 3 days to read. And I read them in chunks. I don't read them in one go. I read the books in chunks. If you did read the books in one go, you can probably read it in a day. So the books, they're pretty short. And they're pretty, like, bite-sized, I would say. Like, I would say the books are bite-sized. So, you should check them out if you can. Anyways, like I said, I do want to get to the gameplay sooner than later. So I'm just going to go ahead and start it. I do think this is the highest level I played in a while. So maybe you'll understand what's going on, maybe not. High level gameplay is... I know it's not for everyone. That's kind of why I don't do tournament videos. Because it's just not for me. Tournament videos just stress me out. Even though I'm not playing as them, it really stresses me out. So this build order here is like my big map. This is a big map build order. I have a small map build order and a big map build order. And what you're seeing now is my big map build order. I am going for jump units. This is a map where you really want to just be as aggressive as possible. You get no reward for being defensive. You gotta really be aggressive as possible on this map. It's really the only way to win. So I made this guy to destroy turrets, but as you can see here, there is no turrets. So Chaos made a turret here. This basically shuts down most units in the game. Commanders can kill it, the turret, but if you don't have a commander, it's really tough to destroy. And here, I know Chaos is better than me. And I would say Chaos is a better faction. Like, they do more damage, they have more abilities. I think Chaos overall is a better faction than Sister Battle. So I decided I wanted Chaos to have all this resources. Because I do think Chaos is just a straight up better faction. I don't think Sister Battle is like the worst faction in the game, but they're definitely not. They need more stuff. They need like something. They need more kick. So 2 players here. I got 1 builder and that's it. It's not very scary. First jump unit. I think at the start of this game I didn't play seriously, so I got, they're not in the right spot. I do finish this building for Chaos. I know Chaos is probably the best player on our team, so I just I try really hard to support Chaos because I just know that they're better. Space Marine versus Necron. This is a very tough match. Space Marine pretty much always wins. Orcs going in with Shooter Boys. I do think Orcs has a better tier 1 than, let's say, Tau. So I think Orcs versus Tau should be pretty easy. Taking some damage. Again, the guy got Eldar by random. It's probably not, you know, the best Eldar player. Interesting attack though. Webway gate and turrets and Dark Reapers. It's an interesting start. It's like Oryx is destroying this building, which is not really worth it, but whatever. Not his mom. Shooter Boys are a very powerful unit at the start of the game. They hit harder than pretty much anything. You can see that Dark Reaper died in like 2 seconds. So at the very start of the game, Seraphims are kind of whatever. They really need the armor upgrade to do anything. So I'm kind of just waiting for the armor upgrade. I can't really do a whole lot. But it looks like we have middle, and did I see red over here? Yeah, okay, I did. I saw a little bit of red. Anyways, I think this is a more interesting fight. It looks like the Shooter Boys are just getting crushed. This is a tough matchup. Okay, looks like Gar's getting wrecked. Eldar's tier 2 at 5 minutes. Pretty good. Solar Pulse. It's mostly scouts, so I think Necrons has a chance. Losing a lot of guys. Tau and Dark Reapers hit very hard. This is probably one of the strongest armies out there. Fire Warriors and Dark Reapers. They hit harder than pretty much anything in the game. Here I managed to decap this, which is kind of whatever. Not like a game changer. So Eldar lost this building twice and this building. So kind of bullied Eldar for a bit. But anyways, Seraphims are kind of whatever until they get the grenade upgrade and the armor. So you can see there they basically got one-shotted. And I'm nowhere near tier 2 because Seraphims cost quite a bit. So here we can't really deal with Eldar, so we're just kind of running around. But we know Tau is tier 2, so any minute now they'll hit us very hard. They have stronger units and upgrades and all that. So I think any minute now we'll just get absolutely wrecked by tier 2 units. And the Seraphim thing was kind of a fail. I'm not very good at jump units. They're more advanced. I think this was a fail. I destroyed like 2 buildings and a couple builders, which is whatever. But there goes my Seraphims. And again, tier 2 army. So very powerful. Necron shenanigans. Looks like Necrons is struggling. Yeah, it looks like we're just slowing this team down. Chaos Marines are pretty hard to kill, but with Tau right now, they'll probably get one-shotted. Knobs are also pretty hard to kill. You can just see this damage. It's kind of crazy. That looks like he might survive. Yeah, there's basically no way to deal with this tier 2 army. Am I tier 2? I just hit the button. So I have a late tier 2. Seraphims are pretty expensive. Destroyer out and about. Destroyer is very anti. So this is a very powerful army. Dark Reapers, Solar Pulse, Destroyers, extremely powerful. then you got the Pathfinders. This is probably one of the strongest armies in the game. So there's basically zero chance of us winning this fight. All this stuff would one-shot us. I think even with the armor upgrade, I still get one-shotted. It's absolutely ridiculous damage. So here I give up. I'm going left. And I noticed the Imperial Guard guy lost a bunch of stuff. Force Commander goes down. But he did get the Necron Lord in yellow, which is enough for the Assassin. If I had the Assassin right now. So I am tier 2. So I think I will pick a fight with Guard. Guard just lost a squad. So Space Marine just lost a lot of stuff. So Space Marine's in trouble. Now I got 2 vehicles from why is Guard over here? That's kinda odd. Guard is over here on the left corner. On the left side. I don't know why he's on the right side. That's odd. But I do pick a fight with Guard. I think I'm pretty confident I can do some damage. Maybe not win, but I can do some damage. Looks like Orcs is going Tank Busters, which makes sense against Guard. They're more of a vehicle faction. And this is just an absolutely ridiculous army. Basically everything here is anti-Space Marine. All these guys would one-shot Space Marine. So I have no idea how you would even deal with that. An army of Space Marine would die instantly. You stand 0 chance. I'm starting to get faith and upgrades. So I do have 2 listening posts. 2 extra ones. But Seraphims are so expensive that even with the 2 extra listening posts, I'm still struggling. Even with the extra resources. Chaos just killed like all of Eldar. And that's what I mean by Chaos doing more damage. They can kill like all of Eldar in a second. Again, stupidly powerful army. There's like no shot you can do anything to stop this. So I push the left side. Seraphim's job is to basically be annoying. So that's what I'm doing right here. And there's Guard on this side, and there's Guard on the right side. So I knew you'd make a mistake. It's really hard to do both. Looks like Chaos is tier 2 with heavy bolters. Good job. So I destroyed 2 turrets and a building. Not bad. I think Orc is going to help me out here in a second. You can see this right side is like lost cause. Hell Talons are anti-vehicle, so you can destroy those pesky destroyers. Heavy weapon team down, but I am taking massive damage, and I don't know if I have the armor upgrade or not. I think I'm just taking full damage here. But yeah, I'm having trouble getting past their defense. Guard should be able to scan the tank busters. I don't know why he's not. Space Marine lost his HQ. I think he built it over. Yeah, he built it here. So Space Marine's pretty much out of the game for a while. Once you lose your HQ, and it's actually starting to look like we're surviving this. I'm not seeing Eldar, I'm not seeing Tau. So it's like we're actually surviving the assault. We did have to sacrifice a player to do it, but we did actually survive this assault. Mechanized command down, that's pretty big damage. I think I get this generator here. After I get this generator, I had to give up, because I'm just taking way too much damage. Oh yeah, I am starting the float, but I need to, we've been losing this whole time, so I need to do some damage, right? So instead of spending money, I'm just trying to micro. I'm more focused on microing than dealing damage. Or spending money. Yeah, I had to retreat here anyways. Now Eldar has the Wraith. What are they called? Wraith Lords? And here I get the Assassins out for Necrons, but it didn't end up. So Assassins hard counter commanders, but it didn't end up doing anything. The Assassin also detects, which is nice. But yeah, the Assassin ended up not doing anything. So you see here, Chaos saved the day. Killed all of Eldar. I think all of Tau. Basically all of everything. And I made the Assassins just for the Necron Lord, and that's it. And maybe the Tau Commander. So, that's basically their job right now. I don't know why he's not scanning. This building here lets you scan. And you can grenade anywhere on the map. You can just grenade this. Big smite. Love to see it. That was like, I don't know. I would say at least 10 kills.
Sisters of battle reporting.
That's kind of why I picked a fight with Guard. Space Marine starting to recover, but I think he's tier 1 again. It's gonna take him a minute. My assassin, so the assassin instant kills if they're in the yellow, and he's in the red. So I have the ability to instant kill him. But the Defiler is really, I can't activate my ability. You can see here I'm trying to one-shot the commander, but it's just not happening. I could have killed the Necron Lord like an hour ago, but Chaos is just not letting me do it. Chaos is just not letting me do it. Here's some Eldar shenanigans. I think they recovered. If you remember, Chaos killed like their whole army, but it looks like they recovered. We still have the middle, which is nice. I think that's the one advantage we have. But other than that, we are getting our butts kicked. Looks like Guard took Relic, which is odd. I don't even think he's tier 3. Some building harassment, which makes sense. We've basically been doing building harassment all game. So now they're revenge. Fire Dragons are probably one of the best units in the game. So I'm not even going to bother to protect my building. Yeah, I can't really protect my building from the best unit in the game. One squad of Fire Dragons down. This is like 400 points. Wraith Lord might go down here. Well, actually, maybe not. Nice attack though. Fire Dragons in the back. Wraith Lords in the front. That was a good idea. I know it looks like I'm not clicking fast because of how slow sisters are, but I think this is the fastest I ever clicked. Like, this is the fastest I ever played. So my assassins can do a little bit of damage here, but I think he teleports. And good dodge. He dodged the attack. If the assassins were to hit him, you would get one-shotted. But he's doing some really nice dodging there. And then he becomes Deceiver. I think he's trying to finish off Space Marine, which is fair enough. Eldar has a really big army now. I'm not sure how, because you can see his economy is kind of whatever. His economy is not that great. But he still has a big army. Big monolith, I guess. Nice teleport. These look, I want to say they're tier 3 warriors. They have the full upgrades. And tier 3 Necrons is scary. I got my Exorcist out. Really for tier 2 I just want the Confessor and Celestians. Once those are out, I go tier 3. Really nice fight here. Really nice engagement. So Orcs is tier 3. Flash gets one-shot anything in the game, but they also get one-shotted. You really need the Doctor. Without the Doctor, Flash kits are kind of crappy without the Doctor. Long range Orcs is good, but I do think the Axe is better. So yeah, pretty crazy fight here. And again, I think this is the most try-hard we've ever been. Necron is taking some serious losses. It takes a very long time for Necrons to build an army. I don't know how these horrors are dying. Stealth suits, maybe. Bloodthirster are out and about. Necron's actually lost everything. But it does look like Space Marine's pretty much out of the game. Which is a shame, because he's actually a pretty good player. It's just, how do you deal with Eldar and Tau at the same time? You can't really do that. I think this was a really nice attempt to try to kill a player. And they did destroy the vehicle factory. I don't see... Oh, wait. No, it's over here, right? Yeah. So the best thing to do now is probably a counterattack on Necrons. Here I lose the left side. And I'm surprised I had it in the first place. My army was much weaker. Now there's like 500 things going on. Everybody's unlocking teleporting. So it's really hard to move around the map. This is not the biggest map in the game, but it does take a while to get from place to place. There's definitely much bigger maps made for mods, the modded units. And my assassins, I don't think they work on vehicles, but they're here. If my assassin touches the Necron Lord, he will go down. I don't know if he'll do it or not. He might. It's hard to control this and the assassins. Okay, there we go. I just want to see if he gets instant killed. There we go. Okay, one instant kill. I believe the Necron Lord is 250 right now. Not really worth buying. 250 is a lot. I don't know why you would upgrade these at you know there's a big army around. But you can see the obelisks are upgraded. Not really worth it, but whatever. So far, Orcs has not done a whole lot, but whatever. I go in with basically full power sisters, but I get countered by melee units. Or Ogrins and stuff. New flash kits, new Big Mac. No shield on the Big Mac, which is odd. And still no... Oh, he did buy the Necron Lord. That's like 250 points right there. Interesting. But yeah, I'm not really controlling my assassins. They weren't really worth it. But yeah, close range units are my weakness. I can't really deal with them. So you can see here I really need my Meltas, which requires shooting. So if I get into a close range battle, I can't use my Meltas. Here I use my Confessor Stun. It's extremely powerful. I don't think I can stun the Seer Council. But you can see here the Ogrins are stunned for like a good 10 seconds. And Ogrins are pretty expensive too. They're like 200 points. Looks like Chaos tier 4. We're about halfway. I think everyone's pretty much tier 4. But there's only 3 relics on the map, which makes it tricky. Here I try again, but I am injured. I don't have missionaries. It's a real pain to, like, there's a clear flow of attack and defend. Attack, you know, attack here, defend here. There's a clear flow on how things happen. And also you have to get faith and spend your resources. You also have to put a missionary on every squad. And at some point, I did lose track. Like, do I have a missionary on this squad? Do I have a missionary on this squad? At some point, I did lose track and forget. So you can see here, I'm not healing because I just forget. And it's really important to push now. So I chose pushing over making sense. And I could use a Canonist ability, but I just forgot. So that's kind of my bad there. Again, flash kits, but no medic. And no knobs yet. I think orcs, when it comes to orcs, you really need knobs. Just kind of a heads up. But you can see full power sisters just get absolutely annihilated. That's just the difference between sisters and Tau. Tau just absolutely just one-shots full power sisters. It's not even close. And then I have, they do have the Kroot path. They went Kroots, so they should have some kind of. I have the Living Saint, but I think they have an answer to it. The Living Saint, really, the job of the Living Saint is just distract. That's his job. Not really the kill. It's more of a distraction unit. So I do consider it a throwaway unit. It's more of a throwaway. Did I make another HQ? No. But it looks like Space Marine's recovering, so that's good. But yeah. You can see here I'm floating like crazy. I can't really micro this. This is pretty much my limit. I'm trying to push. I'm also trying to I gotta capture these again, right? And I also have to make missionaries. I'm checking my faith. So this is pretty much the limit of my skill. It's really the big map that's hurting me. I cannot play on big maps. You can see it's kind of my weakness. And I do have tier 4 vehicles, but they're just getting one-shotted. Which is really depressing. Seeing your tier 4 vehicles get one-shotted. Here I was basically like, I'll make the same army again, but I don't know if it'll help out. I'll make full power sisters again, but you can see they just wiped the floor with me. So I don't know what the answer is here. Full power sisters is just not cutting it. And Orc refuses, man, no custom shield. You can stun the vehicles with the custom shield. And he has no real anti-vehicle either. You see all these vehicles, but no anti-vehicle. I guess he trusts me to make Meltas. I guess if you're playing with sisters, you expect them to have Meltas. Oh well. Oh. And then there's this big chaos push. I'm not sure if this is a real monolith or not. I actually don't know. Oh yeah, it is the real monolith. But the Bloodthirster does the highest damage in the game. So the monolith is not that big of a deal. And chaos damage is kind of nuts. Demon Prince goes down. You really need pariahs for the Bloodthirster. Also predators, tier 4 predators are ridiculous. They can like one-shot any vehicle in the game. So this is pretty insane. This is absolutely bonkers building damage. It is a 1v1 though. I will say that. It's a very fair 1v1. You can see here my army is basically dead. The difference between Sister Battle and anyone else is pretty clear. It's not even close. Nice Fire Dragon harassment here. That was pretty smart. I do think Fire Dragons are probably one of the best units in the game, just straight up. So, not easy to deal with. So you have the real monolith and then the fake monolith. Again, the flash gets, you need a transport or something else. Flash kits are great, but you need something to help them out with. Like, just get a transport. It's not that hard. Here, I think we are losing the left side because, you know, it's Eldar. Nice Tau sneak attack. Good job. And I think at this point, Necrons is pretty much screwed. Chaos is pretty much the only one making any real difference. But it does look like Necrons is trying his heart out. Necron Lord, Monolith, the Immortals. Nice smoke. The smoke is actually really strong. The smoke grenade is actually really, really powerful. Yeah, Necrons is trying his absolute heart out, trying to win. But you can see how quickly the monolith went down. The monolith went down in like a second. But you can see the right side is very, very powerful. The left side is not as strong. It's still strong, but not as strong. Second Living Saint, because the first one died instantly. I did make another HQ because I'm floating like crazy. I'm not sharing my resources, which I probably should. And you can see here, my buildings are not upgraded. So probably another mistake by me. I was really just sweating. Like, how do I beat Eldar at Sisters? No real shot. Again, the Big Mech can stun every vehicle here if he just gets the custom upgrade. If you can't afford flash kits, then don't make them. Simple as that. You don't have to make flash kits. Big Mech down again. I think that's the 4th Big Mech. 4th or 5th Big Mech. I think I am getting some kills with Pentium engine, but not enough to really matter. I think we do have more resources. I think that's the only reason we're alive. We're just out resourcing them. Now my Pentium engine gets stunned. So basically all my tier 4 units are just not doing anything. It looks like the right side's getting pushed back. So good job, Necrons, for surviving. Lost 2 monoliths and still alive. I do think Necrons had the most resources, if I remember right. Guard really wants this relic. Does he have the Baneblade? He might. It's hard to tell. It would be here, right? There'd be a flag saying you're tier 4. I don't see the flag. I'm actually starting to think he's not tier 4. I'm not seeing the Basilisk flag either. So he didn't make any Basilisks. I don't know if the Basilisk would do anything, because we all have the armor upgrade. Once you get the armor upgrade, the Basilisk is kind of junk. But it's interesting that he never made the Basilisk. A lot of crazy shenanigans happening. Big left side push. And this is what made this so difficult. We made a huge push on Necrons. Now we're making a huge push on the left side. And this is what made... I was really exhausted. This is like the 5th squad of flash kits. If it's not working, don't use it. If it's not working, you don't have to make flash kits. Looks like another Bloodthirster. And again, my full power Sisters just gets absolutely annihilated. It feels really bad to be a Sister player. Yeah, this is like full power Sisters and they just died instantly. I probably hit the wrong button, but it still sucks. Nice micro from everyone. And again, smoke grenade's really powerful. Looks like we're falling back. Eldar kind of saved the day. We are getting kills though, so I think we are eventually breaking through. And it looks like Necron's about to take the relic. Maybe a second monolith. Living Saint trying to stop the relic capture. I noticed my Living Saint did fuck all. My Living Saint just did fuck all. So I'm kind of just it's more of a distraction unit. So it's not on the front lines. I can't put my Living Saint on the front lines. It's just not working. Plus guard might have the assassin. The assassin kind of hard counters me. It is interesting to see Sisters and Chaos work together. Oh yeah, you might have just noticed that. I just bought like five faith upgrades. I completely forgot about it. So I just bought like 5 or 6 faith upgrades right there. I completely forgot to upgrade that. So my faith is now 80. I'm trying so hard to win, but it's just not happening. Oh, I think guard gave up. It could be a large number of reasons on why he gave up. I'm not gonna talk about it. But yeah, guard gave up here. It was clear that he wasn't really helping out though. Like guard was not he was not a threat. Now it's tier 2 Necrons fighting tier 4 Chaos. I think Chaos is honestly not that strong, but the damage is insane, especially if you focus it on one building. So this building damage is going to be bonkers. And here I think my defense broke. There's just so much shit happening. Oh, now he has the vehicle stun. Now he's got the custom shield. But you can see my tier 4 units are just absolutely doing nothing. And once these generators go down, Necrons is pretty much out of the game. Nice push here. It's really hard to attack and defend at the same time. It really is. It's so hard to attack and defend at the same time. So Necrons are down. Guard is down. Now we have Tau. Tau's attacking and defending at the same time. This team too has to win right now. They have to win this second. Here we're just kind of slowing down Eldar, but you can see we can't kill Eldar. And Oryx has no knobs, which is really annoying. Here I try to be fancy. I do this reflect damage thing. I try to be really, really fancy. So you can see here I activated reflect damage. It doesn't really work. I tried it though. You can see my reflect damage did absolutely nothing. It probably would have been better to just max out the Canoness. Tau's dead, which was the real headache. Tau was just such a goddamn headache. Between the self suits and the ethereal, just a huge pain in the ass. And now we have Eldar. It's now 4 players against 1. And it looks like Eldar called it quits. So really all I did was slow down the game. I couldn't really get any kills. I couldn't finish off anyone. I couldn't really do anything. But I was able to slow down the game enough for Chaos to... Basically, Chaos was able to cut the head off the snake. While we were just basically one big distraction. And I don't know if Space Marine ever recovered. Did Space Marine ever recover? Oh, he is tier 3, so I guess so. I just don't see any real Space Marines. But he is tier 3. So yeah, not the best orc player by a long shot. Man, It would have been very nice to have all this anti-vehicle on the front lines. But whatever. I guess have them on the back lines. Man, this orc guy is kind of frustrating, to be honest. I don't know if Mega Nas would help out. Why did you upgrade this? Why is this upgraded? What are you scared of? Does he have 2 generators? No, okay, there's 3 over here. So 5 generators. I'm really mad when someone doesn't pull their weight. So I'm just gonna double check here. No mad docks. No transports. You just need 1 transport. Anyways. I think Storm Boys would have helped out too, maybe. Hard to tell. Yeah, you can see transports being a big deal, but no one cares. But anyways, this was probably the hardest I ever played. You can see we attacked the middle, and then we attacked the right side. The right side failed. So we attacked the left side failed. So we attacked the right side failed. And then somehow we won. I think we just outlasted them, to be honest with you. This was just pure endurance. I think we won the endurance competition. And if you think about it, it was really a 2v4. Because orcs just died instantly. They just ran into the bullets. I don't know if orcs actually helped out. Space Marine was dead around the 10-minute mark. He did make units, but I don't know. Oh, is he tier 4? Oh, he is tier 4. Interesting. No Terminators though. Terminators would have been nice. Anyways, I don't know if Space Marine actually helped out or not. So this was really more of a 2v4. And you can see my army just instantly died to Tau. Just get one-shotted. So I guess it was more of a 1v4, if you think about it. Chaos just absolutely just attacked at the right time and won. But I think overall this was more of a 1v4. And I don't think I was fully maxed out, to be honest. This was not full power sisters. I think I was 2 upgrades away from being full power. This was like 80% power from sisters. But you can see I just could not make a dent at all. I could not make a dent in Eldar. I could not make a dent in even Guard. I could not make a dent. So I just could not make a dent anywhere. I made Repentias for the Ogrins and the Seer Council. I think Repentias still lose to Seer Council, but it's something. But basically my problem was I needed to attach a missionary to every squad. And that became harder and harder as the game went on. It became extremely hard to do that. And I can see I'm floating. Like, I know I'm floating. Alright, I'm actually going to do a check because I don't understand why he did not make a transport. Okay, 126 to 54. Also some float. Makes sense. Chaos really only has like 3 upgrades and you're fully maxed out. Once you buy these 3 upgrades, you're basically fully maxed out Chaos. So floating makes sense. Space Marine, wow, Space Marine actually had a lot of float. Why no Terminators, man? His economy is actually really good. 103 to 26. Oh, he does have Terminators. He just didn't use them. Fantastic. That is so nice to know. I really was holding down the front line by myself. He has so much float. Why did you not... No Grey Knights. No Liberian. Man. You could have at least donated to someone else and they would have helped out. Just donate this to anyone. You're not using it. Orcs. Okay, 44 to 45. If you can't afford flash jets, don't bother. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Man. 44 to 45. Yeah, I guess that checks out. You could have bought free boys though, right? You should have at least the free boy upgrade. Because you are tier 4. I know you're tier 4. So you should have at least the free boys upgrade. This is very frustrating. If you're broke, why would you buy defense? Why would you buy defense upgrade when you're broke? And you could have asked for blue. Like, asking for blue is not a big deal. Man. Making my head spin. Yeah, I don't know. Really making my head spin. So in the last video, I won by not being attacked at all. I just was never attacked. But you can see here I lost this building like 3 times. I lost this building 3 times. So I did lose some stuff. I did lose some buildings here and there. Alright, now for the end screen. And if Orcs needed more listening points, I would have gave it. I would have gave him more listening points. Like, it's not a big deal. So basically, this was more of a 1v4, to be honest. Alright, so Chaos did pretty much all the work. Not surprised there. Second, when it comes to resources, I think resources were the main reason we won. And also time. I think just pure time. I think guard quitting didn't matter. Once we hit tier 4, I think guard was whatever. Like, guard was not a big deal. Our tier 4 army would have easily crushed them. So I think guard quitting didn't matter at all. Alright. I got the second highest score, somehow. My army died every time. I would make a new army, and like 5 seconds later it'd be all dead. So I'm not sure how my score is so high. And Orcs, man, his army died a lot too. Maybe this is why it was such a hard match. Because we had to carry our team. Man. You can see, Tau was the main issue. You can see right here. Tau got the top score. Alright. Okay. So Chaos has 274 kills, which is pretty good. 29 buildings destroyed. That's also pretty good. It would have been a lot higher if Eldar didn't quit and Guard didn't quit. It would probably be more like 40 buildings destroyed. Or maybe even 50 buildings destroyed. Me, I had 12 buildings destroyed. Not bad. I think that was the Guard turrets. I destroyed the turrets. Orcs has 111 kills, respectable. And he has 10 buildings destroyed, also respectable. Good job. Space Marine has 20 kills, which is kind of silly. He has LP3s, Terminators. He was tier 4. Getting 20 kills as tier 4 is kind of embarrassing. Imagine being fully maxed out and getting 20 kills. That's pretty embarrassing. I have 180 kills somehow. I don't know. I'm not really sure how. 204 deaths. It looks like I had the most deaths actually, which is just great. I have most units killed, or most units died. That's a good achievement to have, I guess. I did have like 10 buildings all making units. I had like 3 vehicle buildings that were all making stuff. I had 2 HQs making missionaries. So I was just pumping out units. I lost 3 buildings. I thought I lost more than that, but oh well. Chaos lost 8 buildings, which is quite a bit. I had the biggest army, which is weird because we had orcs on our team. Orcs should have a much bigger army. Yeah, it looks like Tau was MVP. 189 kills. Wow. There's just a lot of numbers. I'm not really gonna go through all that junk. Looks like I had the most blue, which ended up not mattering. The second I got near those fire prisms, I just died. So having the most blue didn't matter at all. And Necrons had the most greens, which makes sense. Necron having the most green. And it looks like Tau did donate, which might explain why they had the Necron Lord, the fake monolith, and the real monolith. That's like 2,000 power. It's pretty tricky to have 2,000 power. Alright, let's go for technology, which was chaos. Now technology is like grenades, heavy bolters, plasma pistol, stuff like that. So I must not have made as much meltas. I must have only made like 5 meltas. Yeah, my meltas must not have been... I must have had a lot less anti-vehicle than I thought. Those Wraith Lords just... Man, they just completely stopped my push. Those Wraith Lords just completely stopped what I was doing. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for this one. It looks like Guard had the most land captured, which is interesting. And also Necrons actually captured the most amount of land, which is odd. But yeah, that's what it says according to that. It looks like Oryx was not maxed out because he only had 6 upgrades. Or 7 upgrades. So Oryx was not maxed out. Not by a long shot. I'm so confused by Oryx. So they made Big Mac Shooter Boys, which died to I think might have been the Tau Commander. Or Necron Lord. And then he made a bunch of tank busters, which guard should have detected. I don't know why he didn't. He had a psyker too, like I don't know why he didn't detect. And then he made flash kits, which didn't really do a whole lot, to be honest. Maybe they did, I don't know. I really think the flash kits just walked up and died. So yeah, this was more of a 1v4, to be honest with you. Not really Sister of Battle gameplay. Alright, my throat is getting wrecked. I think that's gonna do it for now. Not really a highlight for me, but I guess it's more of a highlight for Chaos. I'm just so confused. Like, why would you upgrade your orc banners? Especially, like, when you're broke. That makes no sense. That makes zero... Did Orc lose anything? No. He lost nothing. And was still broke. Like, he lost... Man, Orcs really gives me a headache. I think I want to stop the video before I just turn red. I'm pretty close to just turning red. Space Marine being tier 4 and useless. Orcs being tier 4 and useless. Me being tier 4 and useless. There's just such a power difference between me and Eldar. Like there's such a huge power difference. It's not even close. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for this one. I am out of my mind. Thanks for watching if anyone made it this far. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.